Evening, gang. Oh, it should have faded then. Should have faded. Just a minute. I feel I ought to do that again. We like to do it professionally. Just a minute. Where's that fade button? Hang on. Let me just do that again. Just a moment, please. Thank you. Here we are, that's better, isn't it? Evening, gang. It's Sunday, the 3rd of August, 2025. Welcome to our little Sunday night chat show. Hope you well. We've had sort of overcast weather here today. They kept saying rain all the time, so I made sure there was no washing or anything hanging out there. And but the rain wasn't going to start till 1 o'clock. So I managed to bike to and from church this morning. A bit of a disaster in the church this morning. Very, very embarrassing indeed. Very, very embarrassing. And it wasn't a wrong note. I'll tell you a little bit later on, okay, gang? Lots in the show, as always, this evening, gang. Desperate celebrities. What do you know about them? I came across this story a couple of days ago, boys and girls, and it's basically about how these blooming celebrities go on and on about themselves. I'm sure you might know one or two yourself. Not me. No, not me. Not me. Desperate celebrities. Sadly, now where's that gone? Oh, there we go. Britain's 10 worst celebrities. Okay? If I can just bring up the story, it's not working very well tonight. Hang on a minute. There we are. Britain's 10 most desperate celebrities. It was in the Daily Mail about 2 weeks ago. The star who calls the newspapers on themselves. Now, I knew a DJ like this. I'm not going to mention his name. I didn't know him really, really well. I just knew him to say hello to. And it was constantly in the office of this club that he worked at, pretending to be other people calling in about the DJ that they like too much, that they liked a lot, but it was actually him. Seriously. That goes on. And all these people that you see on telly, there's an awful lot, and I've said many times before, there's an awful lot of fakeness on the telly. Those people you see, they're not really like that. And I can see straight through them. Seriously. I can see straight through these people. Oh, hang on a minute. I haven't turned my light on, have I? Just a minute. There we are. The little rose. Some say love is a red. That one, yeah. Okay, we'll put that there. We've got a nice little display behind us tonight. You may have noticed, gang. All these orchids here, and I'm just guessing she'll be with us tonight, are from Maureen over the years. And it jogs my memory because a lady at the church today, we were mentioning flowers and orchids. She just bought an orchid. I said, they're such good value for money. Orchids, when they flower, the flowers stay on there for weeks and weeks, right? Not only that, the plant doesn't really die. As long as you keep it in a sort of warmish situation. I mean, it doesn't get that warm in here in the winter, to be honest. I only turn the heating on as and when I would need it. And I've had some of these plants here for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years probably now. By now, I would imagine. Some of these orchids. They don't get enormously bigger. Now and again you get a leaf come on it, you know, but they don't suddenly shoot up like some plants. But they do last for years. And if you're lucky, you get flowers off them every single year. Now and again they might miss out one. Don't know what it is, and you might not get any flowers. But just keep it going. Until those leaves have all died off, that plant is still good to go. All right, just to tell you that. So if Maureen's watching, there you go. I've actually got 3 of yours here. One there. That's the really big one. Some smaller ones here. Okay. And oh, there goes my arm. Then the white ones over at the top there, as well as, of course, Mr. Cogsworth. And that there was a Christmas present from my nephew Gary, his wife Stacey. Great niece Evie, great nephew Harry, and Olivia. And was Charlie there? No, Charlie. I don't think Charlie was there. How old is he now? He's not 1 yet, is he, Charlie? Or is he? Oh, I can't remember. She'll probably clobber me as I walk into the house in a couple of weeks' time for not remembering that. Anyway, back to these celebrities. It says, in an industry filled with stars as fake as their own veneers. See, I told you. All these people off The Only Way is Essex and all those sort of fake as anything. All smiles on the camera. One of my friends, Charlotte, her name is, absolutely lovely lady. She must be 60 now, I would imagine. She met Scary Spice once. I've told you this before. At some event, she happened to be there, and she went up to us and said, "Oh, I just think you're really great." "Oh, yeah, okay." And she kind of walked away, you know, not really interested. But it really is so fake. It says some celebrities glide effortlessly through a world brimming with media opportunities and hefty paychecks, while others take any old gig in a desperate bid to stay relevant. I think that's probably me, taking any old gig. I don't worry anymore too much. Indeed, never has there before been such a slew of reality TV opportunities or celebrity game shows for fame-hungry wannabes trying to make a name for themselves. And God knows, some of these game shows are just dire. What was the one with David Tennant? I mean, just awful. Awful. Fake, 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 fake. You know, there's like a producer sitting there. "Okay, I want you to come in that door. Now, come in that door." And they're being told what to do, what to say. This is the contestants. David Tennant, well, he played the character all right that he was supposed to be playing. But what a load of rubbish. Our televisions are full of rubbish. I mean, didn't really get it much years ago, did you? When there wasn't so many game shows, we had great game show hosts like Bob Holness, Bob Moncas, for me, was the biggest one, Bruce Forsyth, Les Dawson, Michael Aspel, Robert Robinson. They just weren't fake. A lot of the stuff, especially on ITV, for me is fake, or it's just boring. What happened to The Weakest Link? It was great with Anne Robinson. I mean, no disrespect to her, but I think she might be a little bit past it now. She seemed quite uncomfortable when she was doing the countdown. But they brought that back with Romesh, isn't it? Romesh, I think his name is, who's a good comedian. But on there, it was just boring. No one's having a piss taken them out of them or anything. Generation Game, well, I mean, what can you say about that? That was excellent, wasn't it, eh? Good old Larry Grayson and Bruce. Not so much. I mean, I quite like Jim Davidson, but I didn't think he was suitable for that programme. The two girls that were on there, Sue and someone and Sue, Mel and Sue. Oh, was it Mel and Sue? Oh, it's horrendous. Horrendous. And it's like they give these celebrities... I don't know how it works now. You know, because you had the BBC stars and the ITV stars, right? And never the two shall meet. Now, it's one set of stars, or I don't even call them stars. They're just Z-list celebs. They're not stars to me on there. They're not. It's just the same group of people going around and doing all the programmes. Gang, if you want to join in tonight, send us a text 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337. That text line is up now. John Child has already sent a text. Evening, John, who says, "Evening, Chris. Nothing better to do, so I would give your show a view. You have lightened up my evening." Oh, well, I hope I lighten it up better than these celebrities on their tin pot bleeding game shows that are just awful. There is another one to be mentioned shortly, which I watched with my mate, I think the week before last. Anyway, back to this celebrity story. Who would sell their own grandmother, or at least OnlyFans pictures of their feet, for a brand deal? Any ideas? Here's the Daily Mail Show Business Team League of the 10 most desperate celebrities on the circuit today. And number one, Katie Price. There she is, pushing that sad old chest out. Her arse looks a bit small now. I don't know what she's done with that. I saw her on something, but anyway, it says Katie Price has been around the block and back when it comes to both reality TV appearances and men. Anything that will keep her in the press. And all of these people, I don't really dislike them. You know, I just don't understand why we are constantly bombarded with stories about them, because they are, to me, of no interest except to use them in a show like this. Don't get it. It says, please put your hands together for the ultimate desperado. This is a Daily Mail. After 3 decades vying for the headlines, there is only one candidate crowned the Queen of Too Keen. Katie Price has been around the block and back when it comes to both reality TV appearances and men. Anything that will keep her in the press. Although, I've got to tell you, you don't see her with a minger. Ever. They're all nice young men. She keeps them for a little while. They start. She spots a wrinkle, and that's it. They're out the door, and she wheels another one in. What do their mums think? Or mum, I've got a new girlfriend. Oh yeah, who's that then? Oh, you might have seen her on the telly. Go on, who is it? And I go, oh, I don't. Go on, tell me. It's Katie Price. What? I'm just trying to think what my niece would say if great nephew George when he's, I don't know, what's he, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 6, when he's 18, suddenly walks in the door with Katie Price on her teeth. Oh, I'd love to be on a fly on the wall and see what my niece says about that one. It says, despite since her debut as a page 3 girl in the 90s, the 47-year-old's increasingly taut visage has concerned even most devoted fans. She didn't look well after her last lot of stuff. She didn't. She didn't. I think you've got to have a certain amount of meat on your body to be beautiful. I really do. Do you know what I mean? You can have too much, like me. But I do think you've got to have a certain amount, you know. And she cuts away all her stuff, didn't she? And she did not look well. And I feel sorry for her. It says it's not stopped her pursuing further cosmetic surgeries, such as her recent Brazilian bum lift. She claims she got during her lunch break. Can you have something like that done in a lunch break? I don't know. At a recent book launch, the former Queen of the Jungle belted out an ear-bleeding rendition of the 90s club classics Everybody's Free. You know that one? Everybody's Free! That one. And ranted about the journalists in the room writing about her. But minutes later, she was privately begging the writers present to cover her and her party, which was also being documented by photographers her team had invited. She had been declared bankrupt on multiple occasions, turning to OnlyFans with jaw-droppingly explicit images. It's all rather sad, really, said one concerned friend. She had so much potential after a successful documentary with her son Harvey in 2021, but she can't help degrading herself. I mean, my personal opinion of that, you know, if you want to do that, Katie, that's great. Okay, good luck to you, darling. Honestly, I don't look down on people who do any sort of jobs, female escorts. Fine, that's fine. What would upset me with that sort of thing is when a female escort goes with, I don't know, several Premier Football leagues. They get paid to do the job, okay? But then they go running to the newspapers. That's when my opinion of you drops. Do the job, get paid, and shut up. You may think differently. Anyway, that's Katie Price, and good luck to her. Like I say, I wouldn't say no to some of her exes. Gorgeous lads. But once they look old, that's it. I mean, I would have been out the door years ago. What about you? I mean, especially with this neck. Look, dear, look. Is it the sunlight doing that? No, it's me. I'm going to cover that up. I feel like a turkey now. Yeah. Do you want to know the disaster at church yet? No, you can wait. Don't forget, text in, send us a text. 07451287337. Dean's with us this evening. Good evening to you, Dean. Welcome along to the show. And Big G there as well. Evening, mate. Having the joy of putting a wardrobe together. Oh, nah. What are you doing? Putting a wardrobe together. What? Bits of wood arrive at your door? Thank you very much. £200, please, for these 5 planks of wood. Thieving bastards. I'm not having any of that here, dear. You order it from John Lewis. 2 men come and deliver it and put it in the room. They take away the packaging. You think I can be arsed putting screws together and little bits of wood and handles and you screw the tight to... Oh! And you've done it too much and the plastic thing's broke and it's now spinning around in your hand. Looking around now for the glue. I hate it. I hate it, Big G. He says, having the joy of putting together a wardrobe, better half is meant to be helping, not saying he's lazy, but started by watching me do it and is now snoring away behind me. Yeah, probably because he's been cooking all your dinner and washing your shirts and ironing your clothes and doing the washing and hoovering. That's why he's tired. I bet that's the only bit of work, apart from going to work, that you've done this week in the house, innit, Big G? Shocking. Anyway, let's carry on. Here's another celebrity that loves to love herself, constantly pestering newspapers to write stories about her. Lily Allen. Oh, oh, I can't cope. Oh, please. Never saw Vera Lynn doing that, did you? Do you ever see Shirley Bassey doing that? Oh, I can't do this song. No, they just do it. And when they're upset, they go and cry in the dressing room on their own. Not in front of everyone. What's that song Joe Longthorne sung? Learn how to hold it in. I do it at the karaoke, didn't I? What's it called? Joe Longthorne. Hang on a minute. Joe Longthorne. Joe Longthorne. Oh, it's not there. If I had to do the same... What is it? Nope, can't remember. Anyway, Lily Allen has jumped back into the limelight following her split from Stranger Things actor David Harbour. Nope, no idea who that is. Earlier this year. And don't we know it? Not a week goes by when we don't hear about some intimate details about her life. Gardner, headline after headline. The singer had to clarify she didn't hate her own children after saying they ruined her career. Why would you say that about your kids? So is that what happened? That's not the worst thing. That's not the worst thing. She admitted to having a secret boob job following her high-profile split and then even spoke about the number of... And I can't even bring myself to say the word. I hate the word. I hate the word. It begins with A and it's not having the baby. You know that word? She went on. Wasn't it her who said she'd lost count at the amount of that she'd had? Why would we want to know that? Who can forget the desperate push for attention when she began posting photos of her feet to her OnlyFans account? That is a fetish, I'm afraid. A foot fetish. People like feet, not me. That's not my fetish. Have I got one? Maybe. Not telling you. My fetish is Mark Bowles. He's probably out with his little boy today. I haven't seen a text from him yet. Let me just check. No, he would have texted if he was still there. I mean, why do you just go on and... The things that they say to cameras... It's just beyond me. It really is. And even if you think those things, why would you say it to a camera? I don't get it. It goes on to say, you think with a career handed to her by her famous father, actor Keith Allen, that she might be a bit more humble, said one staffer who has worked with her. But she is one of the worst celebrities I've ever had to work with. She huffs and puffs like a small toddler when she doesn't get her own way. I'm in a WhatsApp group with TV and radio production staff, and she's on our blacklist. Fancy being on a blacklist like that. But some of them do. Some of them do. I've had over the years, I've worked with hundreds of drag queens, and only a couple, 2 or 3 of them, you think, what an arsehole are you? You know, they're just awful. They really think there's something else. And there is a difference between thinking you're something else and then trying to get on with the job that you're supposed to be doing when you've got people coming at you from all angles, trying to have a conversation. Because if you stop, it's like the job I do, you know, sometimes, you know, when I'm doing my, when I'm hosting the karaoke, you know, and there's someone on the stage, there's sound and lights to work, now a little camera control unit to operate, and there's someone standing at the front trying to have a bloody conversation with you. You know, nice people trying to have a nice... I can't do everything at once. And eventually they think you're doing it on purpose to them. Well, you come across those people all the time, you know, where they don't like something or something you've done has upset them, and they think that you've selected them personally to do this specific thing too. It's just how people are, you know, and it's never the case, really. Someone else on the list is Lizzie Cundy. I'm really sorry, I've never heard of her. Never heard of her. You may have done. It says TV personality Lizzie Cundy faithfully documents every aspect of her life with a stream of airbrushed Instagram photos for her dozens of fans. Now, some of you, I'm sure, will have Instagram, probably just like me. You snap your picture, you upload it. You know, you don't snap it and you open some sort of app, probably free. You know, because these people get paid shed loads of money doesn't mean they like to spend it. You know, they'll be looking for the free photo app. You know, right? Or there's a little wrinkle there. Let me just rub that out. I think you can do that. I wouldn't know because I've never used one. I've never really used a photo editing thing other than to brighten something up or try and unblur it. That's the only reason I'd really use one of those sort of things there. So, but I know these things exist because I've seen before and after photographs. I think you've got to be really good at actually using these apps to make it look natural. Some people can do it, some people can't. It says here, anyone who knows the former WAG, this is footballer's wife maybe, is it a WAG, I think, and TV personality Lizzie Cundy, Cundy, just want to point that out, will tell you the 57-year-old can't resist a party. Lizzie would go to the opening of a bag of crisps if she knew there were cameras there. When she's not posing for the papers, Lizzie faithfully documents every aspect of her life with a stream of airbrushed Instagram photos for dozens of her fans. Asked how she's maintained her profile all these years, the former wife of Chelsea footballer Jason Cundy, I don't know who he is either. Hang on. Well, as he's a footballer, I think I'll just see what he looks like. I'll give him a score out of 10 for you. Jason Cundy. Oh, dear. Oh, how disappointing. I thought he's going to be one of them really nice young... No, I'll just delete that photo immediately. Oh, not for me. It says, Jason, that's the way to keep your head above the water. Otherwise, you'll be pulled down. I've milked the WAG industry for all it's worth. I've done a book, a musical, done a TV show. You have to keep reinventing yourself and keep moving. So that's that lady there. Just texting in Patricia in Manchester. Evening, Patricia, who says, evening, Chris. Love the turkey impersonation. Was that the noise or the actual neck that you like? Look at it. Oh, no, it's not so bad now. I knew it was the sunlight. Look. Oh, no, don't. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. It depends how I have it, doesn't it? Now, if I stretch it, that's not too bad now, is it? Look at this here. What is all this stuff here? Look. Is it veins and things going down there? Look. Adam's apple and all that. She loved the turkey impression. I can't impersonate anyone or anything. What else can you do? Oh, I wouldn't like to say. I can do all sorts with both ends. Thank you, Patricia. Dean is mentioning Jeremy Vine. Oh, don't mention him. I can't stand him. Well, it's sanctimonious. Get him and that Naga Manchetti People I really do dislike. Jeremy Vine. I don't dislike Nagam and Shetty. I just don't like her on the telly. Sanctimonious, arrogant, aggressive, both of them. And the worst one of the lot, Cycling Mickey. He should be in prison. Horrible man. Horrible man. I saw an absolutely delightful video of him the other day get knocked over by a car. Call the police! Call the police! I don't think he's doing his videos anymore, is he? So I don't know where that was. I think that was on TikTok or somewhere like that, you know. Next celebrity, Talia Storm. Anyone? Talia Storm, who is she? I've no idea. She's a little-known Scottish pop star. She's become a mainstay of the reality TV circuit. That's why I don't know these people. We don't watch reality TV. We watch proper programmes, documentaries, films, TV drama series. We don't watch this crap known as reality TV. That's why I don't know any of these people. She was pushed by her fame-hungry mother for over a decade. While wannabe Mo Mega, Tessa Hartman, no, don't know her either, has achieved Z-list fame as the Real Housewife of Jersey. Okay. I think I've seen about 30 seconds of one episode of the Real Housewives of something. No. Oh, God, no. Oh, no. Not for me. It says, while wannabe Mo Major, Tessa Hartman, who's 55, has achieved Z-list fame as the Real Housewife of Jersey. Her 26-year-old daughter has yet to reach the big time. She first grabbed the headlines as a 13-year-old when she secured a supporting slot for the Sir Elton John gig at his Falkirk gig after her parents pursued the Rocket Manager singer and husband David Furnish at a Hawaiian resort on holiday. Oh, I bet they kept going up to him. I bet, oh, for God's sake, let her sing with us just to get rid of the mother. Oh dear. Her fledgling music career, which according to sources has been mainly funded by a millionaire father, has never taken off, despite Talia's desperate efforts, including a short stint on the X Factor. No, me neither. In a bid to grab headlines, she got a place on Channel 4's Celebs Go Dating. Not seen that. After being billed as Brooklyn Beckham's ex. You see, any programme that starts with the word celebs, I just don't look at it, Eve. I don't even look at it to see what it's like. Straight over it. It said, but it soon turned to embarrassment for the wild-haired singer when the eldest son of Posh and Bex took to Instagram to deny the pair had ever dated. There's another one. But coming away from that list there's another one. The Beckham family. As in, all of them. I think they've got... Who's the daughter? I can't remember who the daughter is. Have they got a daughter? Never really hear much about her. But honestly, the constant stories of Brooklyn Beckham and his family having a fight. And now the Cruise Beckham one, he's pitched up now. On the radio show this week, and just in case you don't know, boys and girls, I do a radio show every morning on the internet. It's on a place called Reach On Air. Okay, Reach On Air. And if you go to reachonair.com, Monday to Friday between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning, or Tuesday night between 9 and 11 in the morning, in the evening, okay, you can join us on there. There's lots of chat. There's competitions. It's a really busy, fast-moving show, okay? There's a bit of chat, competitions for you to partake in. There's no prizes or anything like that. It's just a bit of fun. We get you to vote on stuff. We do polls, and it's great fun every morning. Okay, that's between 9 and 10 o'clock, reachonair.com. We have various people contributing each show as well, which adds to the fun as well there. Okay, so that's where that is. And I mentioned on the show this week that there was this story about David Beckham. He's on this boat. And the story last week was, David Beckham and his family, they're on a boat, and Brooklyn Beckham and his rich girlfriends and their dad, they're on a much bigger boat somewhere. Oh, your boat's bigger than mine. I mean, for God's sake, man. It's like these people who own posh cars, isn't it? You know, fortunately, none of my friends own a posh car. In fact, I feel sorry for some of them. My very good friend Roy, for example. You know, my friend Roy, he's got this old rusty Fiat 500. Bless his heart. He does his best to keep it going, but I don't know how much longer that's going to go on for, to be honest. It's an embarrassment sometimes. You're coming down that Euston Road in London. You know, everyone's flashing because he's going so slowly. Well, I mean, it's Fiat 500, love. They don't go up hills. He has to plan out the route before he goes anywhere to avoid any hills, you know, of more than like a 1 in 100 incline. It just won't go up the hill. I said to him, why don't you do like the Fred Flintstone? Cut a hole in the bottom and start, you know, moving your little legs. You know, pushing it along like that. Just an idea. Don't forget, gang, if you want to send us a text, 07451 287 337 is my text. And we've got Stephen Petty there. Hi, Chris. Hope you've had a nice weekend. Wet, rainy and nasty in Lincoln today. Where's the sun gone? We've had sun in and out today, but no rain here in Bracknell in Berkshire. Lots of love from Stephen and Emily. Thank you very much. And a very good evening to Maureen. I don't know if you've just joined us, Maureen. 3 of your plants are behind me that you've given me over the years. That's the best one at the moment. And the smaller one there and the white one there. I thought I'd stick those behind us today for people to look at. They usually reside on various window sills around my my mansion here in Bracknell in Berkshire. So just going back to Brooklyn Beckham, they're going on about their boats. Anyway, so I think it was Friday or Thursday this week. There's a picture of David Beckham, and the title was something like, David Beckham has ditched his white pants. You know, remember the white pants ad? And let's be honest, he looked all right in those. I mean, by the time he was doing pants adverts for Armio... Well, I can't think of a name now. I ain't got none of his stuff. Armio... what's the name? Armio Pants? Armio? No, it's not Armio, is it? Armilo Pants. Can't think of the name. Armilo. No. There are. I know that's not the right one. High-end pants. I can't think what they're called now. But it's silly money. 50 quid a pair of these pants. I used to do adverts for those, didn't he? Right. And to be fair, he looked all right in them. Even at that point, I'd had enough of seeing him, you know. And by this point, he's also got young children as family. I don't know, they were sort of 10, 15, I think they were teenagers at this point. And there he is, parading around in his underpants. Well, there was a story this week. He's ditched his pants. And so it showed you a picture of him on his boat in these white shorts, which are perfectly acceptable. White shorts. All blokes of a certain age should be wearing shorts. Not Speedos, not pants. Well, underneath pants, yeah. Underneath pants, but please not Speedos. You look awful. So he's got these white shorts on, which is fine. But, you know, you look at him and there's an old man in front of me. You know, he's an old face now. It's not rugged, it's old. Mine, of course, is rugged and very good looking. Permanently youthful. Who else out there is hoping to look like this at the young age of 62 years old? Anyone? No, I doubt that you're going to look like this, are you? And there's been no work done other than on my teeth. And the teeth thing was when I was 13. I had vacuum. Here's another impression for you. Huh? So there he is in his shorts. And then it said in this newspaper, and Cruz Beckham is now sporting the old look that David Beckham did in his white pants. And there he is, sitting. I don't know how old Cruz Beckham is. He must be over 16 now, I suppose. I don't know. Was he 18, 16, 17, 18, 20? I don't know. I don't follow these people. It is of no interest to me at all, other than to use the stories to do shows like this. So I should be grateful, really, that people are quite happy to make fools of themselves in the newspapers, so I've got a show to do. Anyway, there's this lad, David's son, sitting on the side of the boat in the white pants, just got a pair of white pants on, or white trunks, whatever they were, legs wide open, in that same pose that David does. And I looked at him and I thought, well, there's not an awful lot to see there. Do you know what I mean? I mean, lad, go to the gym a bit, maybe shove a pair of socks down there to make it look a bit bigger. There was nothing to see at all. Perhaps that's because I'm gay. I would notice something like that. I don't know. I'm sure one or two of you ladies, I better not say anything, but that's what goes through your mind. Don't tell me it doesn't. Anyway, there we are. Undies. Yeah, Patricia in Manchester. Armani. Thank you very much, Patricia. That's it. Armani. That was it. They're the pants he used to advertise, Armani. So not Brooklyn, what's his name again? The younger boy, Cruz. I mean, he weren't sitting there in Armani pants. He had like white, I think they were probably trunks actually. But, you know, shouldn't be doing poses like that unless you've got something to see, my love. Well, carry on. We've got some more names here that I really don't know, I'm afraid. Lottie Moss. Don't know who she is. Another one, she's got an OnlyFans. So all these kids, right? And to me, they are kids. I mean, how old are they? Well, she's 26. That's still a child to me. As you get older, the point of childhood stopping gets older, if you see what I mean. So my nephew, who's 40, to me is like still 10 years old. You know, I know that sounds stupid, but I think that's where you are with your own children, probably. So we've done Talia Storm. She was 26. Lottie Moss. Now, how old is this girl? Does it say? No, it doesn't say. Oh, she's got a 27-year-old half-sister. I don't know. Well, it says Lottie Moss. In recent years, Lottie has launched an OnlyFans and podcast series. Is that the only way they can get attention, to get their bits out on a website and charge people £9.99 or £13.99, whatever it is now? I seem to remember it was advertised £9.99. Well, she interviews fellow Z-listers and discusses her tumultuous dating life. You just imagine just having her friends round and... What's it all about, eh? I mean, you've got all the mentally deranged on TikTok, haven't you? The youngest sister of the world's most famous supermodel. Oh, right. Is it? I know Kate Moss. I've heard of Kate Moss. You know, the cocaine addict. And again, not someone that I would want, perhaps a daughter or a son to look up to. And she gets caught for doing this stuff, and then we put her on the telly again and again and again in the newspapers. And children are watching this. Oh, wow, look, maybe if I do all that, I can be rich and famous. Because that's a lot of people, only think of money, don't they? A lot of people. That's their only thing in the world, to think of how can I get more money all the time. She's tried to follow in Kate Moss's fashion footsteps by featuring in campaigns for Calvin Klein and on a 2016 cover for French Vogue, which I think that's a magazine. That must be a magazine, I would assume. However, her biggest claim to fame is falling over a bin bag as she exited VIP hangout Chiltern Firehouse. Is that some sort of nightclub, is it? Or a bar? It's like another language or another world while I'm reading this. I don't really have a bloody clue what I'm talking about here. I'm just reading it out of the paper. This is these people's lives that the newspapers seem to think that we all want to constantly read about, especially when it's like a slow news day. You know, maybe there's been no bomb gone off anywhere. No one's been murdered. Not many people have been knifed. No one's been run over. So let's pull up a story of one of these has-beens. Or nobodies, as I would call them. In recent years, she's launched her OnlyFans account and a podcast series where she interviews fellow Z-listers. So just imagine all these nobodies sitting in a room talking to each other. How boring is that? A little bit like this show. Here I am, a nobody, sitting here talking to each other. But I enjoy it, and that's why I'm doing it. You know, I did try and follow the numbers at one point. I got very depressed because they weren't going up. So I stopped. And then one day I thought, go and give it another go. And I tried it again. No, I didn't want to do it. Tried it again. Didn't want to do it. Tried it again a couple of months ago. And I thought, yeah, this is all right. I'm enjoying doing this. But I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change anything to try and attract more people. Do you know what I mean? I just sit here, and if you enjoy it, that's fine. If you don't, bye. Don't care. Nice to have you along, though. She'd opened up about checking into rehab after a really bad cocaine addiction in 2022. So she goes on about this cocaine addiction. Now, that's not a cheap thing, is it? Cocaine addiction. That costs a lot of money. So where's all that money come from? What, selling bits of her OnlyFans stuff? Then we got someone called Ella Morgan. I'm looking at a picture of her. I mean, she's got hardly anything on. This dress is like a neck, a bit going down like that. Then there's a bit that covers 3/4 of her boobs. And then this bit's all open and then a bit down the bottom. Don't know who she is. Still trying to find love on television. Ella took part in Celebs Go Dating. What does she do? Making history as the first show's transgender celebrity. Oh, right, she's transgender. So that's her thing, is it? Okay. If there's one Z-lister that can be heard about everyone else at minor celebrity events, I bet that's good. What's that like, a minor celebrity event? All these minor celebrities trying to get one over on everyone else. God. Our source says, unfortunately for Ella, this industry can smell desperation, and she doesn't do a very good job at hiding it. Instead of the newspapers chasing her, she chases them. I mean, how sad is that? There's all these names here. I don't know who they are. No idea. Another one here. Ekin Su Kul. What is it? Kul Uglu. Is that a made-up name? I had a friend on LBC. Steve Allen was his name. And let me tell you, his radio show was very similar to what I'm doing now. And they kicked him off. He says he left, but I know that all the lefties kicked him off. So he couldn't do it anymore. He had to leave in the end. They didn't renew. We don't really know the story, but I got the impression that a lot of the other presenters on there who were as woke as anything. Oh, God, there, boy, can't say. Oh, that was watching the other day. Who's the conservative bloke on LBC? He's on at night time. He's just like a bleeding wet blanket. Not the lefty, James O'Brien. This is a right wing bloke on there. LBC presenter 7 p.m. Let me type that. He's on at 7, ain't he? James Hanson. No, that's not him. Who are the current presenters? Hang on a minute. Natisha. No, where is he then? Let me just do schedule. He's on during the week. Bum, 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 bum. There we are. Monday. He's just boring. Oh no, he's not on. Oh, he might not be on next week. He's not on the schedule. Thursday, is he on? No. Tom Ben Kentish. I can't find him now. Fancy that. Anyone know who that is? Text it if you know. 07451287337 is my text number. Can anyone remember who that is? He's usually on 7 till 10 p.m. and he does a lot of political stuff. It's like a wet blanket. Anyway, he was interviewing someone the other day, and this bloke started going on about the media and how they're all, trying to shove agendas down there, and the conversation, and then it just suddenly it went to adverts. They cut the bloke off. He obviously didn't like him. Can't think of his name now. Funny enough, there was a similar thing this morning. I don't know if anyone was watching GB News at around 7 a.m. this morning. But they were going into something about, how we're losing free speech and all this, that and the other, and how the government's putting in prison people who are broadcasting stuff that they do. And then suddenly the screen just went blank and we had about 10 minutes of adverts. And then they came back and said there'd been a technical fault. I don't believe it. I don't believe a word of it. Someone's pulled the plug on that this morning. Anyone see that? I cannot remember who that bloke is now. It'll come to me at some point. Anyway, Steve Allen's show was very like this, and they pushed him off. YouTube, do what you want. Like I say, if you enjoy it, welcome along. If you don't, then go and watch something else. Don't bother sending in a letter of complaint. It won't get read. Shania's there. Good evening, Shania, on the Isle of Wight. Bit of a disaster in church this morning, Shania. I'm holding it back for a little bit later, okay? Evening, Shania. John Child, if you put your bits out online, it's there forever. What do you tell your kids? Well, that's just the thing, John. They don't seem to be bothered by it. We're now seeing interviews, and I saw one this morning in the paper, of a father and a son who do OnlyFans content together. I think that's sick. They don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that's sick. I don't know what the content is. I don't look at any OnlyFans stuff. If you want to see that, no need to pay for it. There's plenty of free stuff on there. And don't worry about that, age verification thing. Just get a VPN. Ha! I've just got one. Free. I'll tell you who it is now as well. Proton. If you want a VPN, and it's so easy to use. I've never had one before because I thought it would be really hard to set up. But it's not. Proton, Proton VPN, right? There is a free option there. What have I done here? Hang on. How can I move that back there? Does that move it back? Please move it. There we go. Yeah, VPN, Proton, Proton. It's really easy. You sign up for it, set it up, and there's no monthly fee with that one. And then you can access stuff without being in the UK. If you see what I mean. So anything that's like blocked in the UK, you can say, right, tell whatever it is I'm in, or you don't have to do this every time. It's just set up. I don't know what my VPN at the moment, and it's on at the moment. My VPN is on at the moment. And at the moment, as far as the internet is concerned, I am in Poland. Ha! Ha! It's great. And honestly, it was so easy to set that up. And I've never had one before. Because I didn't think I needed one for anything. And I saw people talking about VPNs, and I went, how easy is this to set up? Because you can use it for other things. For example, if you're abroad and you want to watch like BBC iPlayer, unless you're in the UK, it doesn't work. Use a VPN, tell the VPN that you're in England, and then you can watch your iPlayer abroad. Happy days. I bet all the Spanish are doing that. All the expats in Spain and various places like that, although a lot of them had to come home due to the Brexit thing, didn't they? So, yes, John, the kids just don't seem to worry about it, or they don't worry about the kids. I would. If I'd made videos, I'm too old now, but if I'd made videos years ago and maybe my son had seen them. Oh my God, all great nieces and nephews. You wouldn't want that, would you? Once it's on there forever. Even if you set up passwords, it's only got to have someone do a little screenshot or a copy the video type thing, which people can do. That's it. On there forever, mate. Mum, I think I've just seen a video of you. Oh no. I just think it's sick. If you put your bits online and it's there forever, what do you tell your kids or put as your profession on your CV or passport? Do they put that on there? Profession, OnlyFans. That'd be like me putting on there television personality. I'm not really, am I? I'm just on YouTube. I'm just a YouTuber. That's it. I would suggest an attention-seeking idiot, says John. Stephen, just a thought, Chris. Why don't you start an OnlyFans? Oh, shut up, Stephen. Listen, mate, I can't even be bothered to hold cameras doing box openings of gadgets and things like that I buy. I just can't be arsed with it anymore. I just like once a week to come up here and have a little bit of a chat with you. That's it. Maureen says the orchids look really healthy. Thank you, Maureen. A lot healthier than these bleeding celebs. Anyway, there are some other names here. I'm not going to go through them all because we spent a long time on this. Ekin Su Oglu. No idea who that is. Not a clue. Apparently she was kicked out of a BAFTA after party for not having an invite. Let me scroll down. Curtis Pritchard. Do I know him? Decent looking lad. No, don't know who that is. It says he used to be a laughing stock, perhaps a pinnacle of his fame, when he became a meme during his 2019 debut on Love Island for his head in his hands one-liners. See? You don't know who any of these people are, do you, mate? I know you don't. Pete Wicks, oh, that rings a bell. Did he do the exercising? Oh, I know. Oh, he's gay, is he? Oh, okay. Accompanied by his arguably more famous media husband, Sam? No. Pete has enjoyed a minor re-entry into public life with the podcast ironically named Staying Relevant. Ooh, does anyone listen to podcasts? I don't know anyone that listens to these things. I did now and again. This show used to be an audio podcast when I first started doing it. But I don't... Yeah, sometimes in the car I used to listen to Dr. Carl on Triple J, Australia's national youth network, and people would ring in with questions like science and biology questions. And some of the younger lads sometimes, you could hear them ringing in. Oh, hello, doctor. I just want to ask, on my willy, I've got... And they would ask these, and you could hear them chuckle in the background. And old Dr. Carl, he was never fazed by any of it. He just answered the question exactly as it was. He's really good. Someone I'd like to meet, Dr. Carl, a decent human being who's very, very knowledgeable and clever. I think he's still on there. Triple J. I must have a listen to him. I haven't listened to him for some time. Because eventually, after years of listening to these people, the same questions come around again. Do you know what I mean? So, so apparently this person... What's his name again? Pete Wicks. He was... in The Only Way is Essex. He had almost faded into oblivion when a lucky reality TV signing brought him back for the brink, that of his best friend, Sam Thompson, joining the I'm a Celebrity cast in 2023. No, we don't watch any of that. He then rushed down under to support Made in Chelsea star in 2023. But he was there... He kept accidentally being found by the... I can't even be... I won't carry on. Danny Jones. Again, a reasonably looking boy. How old is this lad? Don't know. I seem to recognise him. Danny Jones. Yeah, quite good looking. About 38, 36, 38. He was crowned King of the Jungle last year, cheating on the mother of his child with his I'm a Celebrity co-star... Maura Higgins? Oh, okay. He was in McFly, was he? Oh, okay. I don't really know him, Danny Jones. I like McFly, but he's not the one that rings a bell. There's one particular one that always comes in my mind. He says he's adamant McFly are not past their prime. Yeah, I go along with that. I don't think they're past their prime, McFly. They can keep going a bit longer. The other boys, apparently, who are in the band, find it fun and a bit of a laugh, but Danny takes it really seriously. You see, that's when it goes wrong. It's like when I was doing this show as a serious thing. For me, it wasn't working anymore when I started being a little bit serious, and doing it rather than just treating it as a little bit of a laugh and a hobby, which is what I do now again. Anyway, they're your celebrities there, okay? Danny Jones there, who was in McFly. I don't know. Hello to Henry. Henry Riley, LBC. Thank you, Sarah. 7 till 10. Yeah, that's not him. This bloke's usually on Monday to Friday, 7 till 10, I think. But he's an older bloke. He's probably about my age with a bald head. and I cannot remember the life of me what his name was. And he's just wishy-washy all the time. He's boring. John says, I did age verification the other day. Said I was 22 and he's 53. Are you only 53, John? Did you really? You don't need to do all that, John. Just get a VPN. There's a free one called Proton, which, incidentally, I've got that on my computer. I don't have it on my phone or my little iPad. I don't know if I can get one for that as well. But you're allowed one thing. So in my case, my one thing is the computer, I suppose. I don't know what would happen if I put it on my computer at the caravan. I assume it would work all right. That being said, there's a couple of things I do where I've had to turn it off because it wouldn't work. I can't think. Well, there was something earlier that wouldn't work. Anyway, so there we are. Alrighty. Okay, that's our little story there, boys and girls. Don't forget that text number. If you want to send us a message, 07451 287 337. I'll just pop into the chat box and say hello to people there. Gary Ross there. Loopy Lisa. Hello to you, Loopy. All right, Loopy. She wants to know, is your dryer still working? Yes, very well, actually. Very well. Do you remember when the first time I used it? I remember that, Lisa. I took out the water thing and then I just spilt it all over the dry clothes that I'd just done. Crazy, innit, eh? Crazy. Roy's there. Good evening to Roy this evening. Stu Eves, I'm at the bottom of the chat box here, going up, okay? Pat Wicks was that before Pat got married, become Pat Butcher. What were they? Were they related? I don't know these people. Seriously, I don't know these people. Stu Eves, Joe Wicks is the exercise guy. I thought so, Stu. Straight and married. Pete Wicks is from Towie. Oh, I don't know who these... I have no idea who these people are, Stuart. They're no ones. They're no ones. Okay. Once again, gang, I've got to tell you, the chat box is so busy in there. It's really difficult for me to go in the chat box and pick out just the messages for me and stroke over, so you will get stuff just missed there completely, I'm afraid, my darlings. All right, best way to send a message is to text in 07451 287 337. There isn't a method to send a message direct to me on YouTube, as far as I know. All right, my love. Turkey neck Chris, thanks very much. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, love. Turkey neck Chris, it's all happening there. Don't worry. Shania, I'm about to tell you what happened at church today. So embarrassing. Evening to Tim Partington. He's on the Facebook there. Wild Goose Man. Hello to you. All right. Mikey Mike. Evening to you. Mikey Mike mentions the wheel. Michael McIntyre is brilliant. Yes. Now, that is natural. Now, he may be acting, but if he is, he's really good at it. I don't think he's acting. Like Bruce Forsyth from The Generation Game, they're not acting. That Ben Shepherd on his stuff on the telly, he's acting, mate. That fake smile. Bradley Walsh, not acting. No, that's Bradley Walsh. He's really good at the job. Really, really good at the job. Good evening, Christopher. Ian Dow. Thank you very much. I don't know who you are. Finishing 4-5 on the text. Send your name so I can give you a name check as well. Yes, that's the one. Ian Dow. Like a wet bleeding blanket. Oh, well, I don't know if we wish you to... Oh, he's just... I can't stand his voice. I mean, he's above... For me, he's above James O'Brien. There's someone... No way. What a miserable-looking bastard that is. Fancy having a face like that. That's why he's on the radio. Do you know he did a chat show once on the telly? A little bit like Who We Love. She got breast cancer, I think. Or she had it, or she's fighting it now. Who was the black lady on ITV? Very, very good. Trisha. We loved her, Trish. We loved Trish. He did a show like Trish. And it was just awful. Awful. No charisma whatsoever. Anyway, that didn't last very long, did it? That one. Yeah, there we are. Anyway, that's the one. Ian Dale, thank you very much. I mean, he seems to be quite knowledgeable with politics, you know, got to give him that. But my God, listening to him is boring as anything, dear. It's boring. Boring, love. All right. I think Roy Brownlow's there as well. Evening, Roy. Posturing Carl. Shirley Bessie doesn't do two intros at once. No, she certainly doesn't, Posturing Carl. Shirley Bassey comes and does her show, and then that's it. She doesn't start crying because she's hit a wrong note. I mean, where would I be if I was crying every time I hit a wrong note on the organ? Well, I didn't do too bad today. There was another disaster, thank you. There was another disaster at the church. So we'd done one mass. Went all right. Might have been a couple of mistakes. That's all right. Not really noticeable mistakes today. Okay, I know when I've done a really noticeable mistake. You don't need to tell me. In fact, no one does tell me. No one ever comes, except Rita with the blue hair. But she's on a level with me, see, so that's okay. Rita! I like Rita with the blue hair. She goes, all right, Chris. Oh, a couple of bum notes in there today, weren't there? She volunteers at the doctors, when they do injections, when they call people up for their various... Oh, that'd be coming up soon, wouldn't it? The flu injection. That'd be up soon. Yeah, she'd be down there at the front ticking you off. All right, Chris. All right. And she likes to tell me, but she's having a laugh. No one tells you when you make a mistake. No, that wasn't the error today. So, Shania, the 8:30 mass is come and gone. I've had tea in the tea room. My friend Debs was in there. She's not here tonight. She's working tonight somewhere. I'm going out with her tomorrow, taking her out to afternoon tea, me and Debs tomorrow at Coworth Park at 1 p.m, which will be interesting because another thing's happened. Well, two more medical incidents this week. One which neither of them are too bad, okay? I'll come to those in a minute. So I've gone back in, and the 10:30 quiet is starting to arrive. It's now about a minute past 10. I've got in there, and I've sat on the organ. So the organ there, and then organs have a long bench. And if you didn't know, the reason they have a long bench like that is because there are pedals underneath you, and each pedal plays a note. It's like a bass note, like that. Bass notes, okay. Now, professional organists are wonderful. You can bring up some pictures, some videos of professional organists. Some who I follow. There's a lad called Matt. I think on TikTok he's called Reductio Music. And there's the lady at the Royal Albert Hall. I can't think of her name at the moment. She's got blonde hair. Fantastic. There's a young lad, he's about 18, 16, 17, 18. He plays at a church. And there's another slightly older lad who goes all over the world playing the organ. These people are like 25, 26 years old. And when you watch their feet, they're up and down with both feet, and little legs are moving at the speed of, like the same speed as a bleeding athlete running around a race course. I can't do that. I play one bass note with my left foot. I can't use the right foot because I've never learnt to use the right foot, really, Plus, of course, I don't read music. So all I do with my left foot is play the bass note. And that's why there's a long bench, okay? So you move up and down, and you mustn't have your feet touch the other pedals because you'll make a sound, which you don't want. Thank you, Roy. Anna Lapwood is the person there. Anna Lapwood is the lady at the Royal Albert Hall. So there's quite a lot of them. And, of course, as you watch people playing the organ, you get suggested more people playing the organ of various different, levels. So there's a couple of nuns on there as well that are very good there. Thank you, Paul. So it's Paul, is it? Thank you very much, Paul. Oh, no, that's not... No. Oh, that's a new number for Paul. Thank you, Paul. Let me just put you in there, my love. Thank you, Paul. I'll put you in there. You'll never have to tell me your name again now. Let me add you to the list. United Kingdom Tour. There we are. Add contact. Thank you very much. Thank you. Big G says, do you play your organ every Sunday morning or just special occasions as you're of a certain age now? Every 3 weeks it tends to be, but that can change if I swapped or someone swaps with me. So, for example, I've just done 2 weeks in a row, yeah? I don't know when my next one is. Let me just refer to my calendar. Very, very busy. Very busy. Busy. My next one is Chris, Sheila. Sheila's this week. John, Sheila. I'm not on now to the 31st of August. That's my next one. 31st of August. All right. So, We're sitting at the organ. The choir are arriving. Any hymns you want to do? Oh, we know all the hymns today. Okay, do you want to run through them all? Yeah, why not? So we play a verse of each hymn, right? And halfway through doing this, here it comes. Evening, Rachel. Here it comes. There's a quiet bit where I'm talking to the choir. They're behind me. And there's a piece of paper that I need to get that's on the right-hand side. And I leant over like that. And then it happened. I don't think it's been some years since I've been as embarrassed as that. And oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know, because you try and hold them in, don't you? You would try and certainly in certain incidents. You know, if you're at a nightclub and it's loud music, people dancing all around, you can fart quite happily. You know, and if someone, what's that smell? You can just blame someone else. Couldn't do that this morning, could I? I farted and it was loud and it just came out. And bless them. Some of these people in the choir are really decent, nice people, much more decent and nice than me. And Josephina, who's a delightful lady from Nigeria, and she wears all those beautiful clothes. She's 70 years old, and you look at her, you wouldn't put her past 55. She said, it's a normal thing. Nothing to worry about. Just a normal thing. And then the others started joining in. There was Marie at the back. Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. We all do that. Yeah, not on a bleeding church organ. I don't know if it echoed. I wish I'd just played a wrong note somewhere, Shania. Oh, dear. Rachel said she did one so loud it hurt her bumhole. So that's what happened. That was the disaster. What do you think, Shania? Has that ever happened to you while being on the altar at all, my love? Honestly, and I was so embarrassed. That was the disaster. There was another little bit in the. Is Shania still with us? I hope you're still there, Shania. There was another little bit today, Shania. And it was actually delightful. So we're doing the Eucharist, which will be given up for you. And he lifts it up. And someone rings the bell, and the little boy goes, ding, 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 really loud. Oh, so it was all happening today. But no one mentioned it again, I'm very pleased to say. I hope no one mentions that ever again. Never mind. Anyway, that's the news there. Right, a couple of medical things this week. I've been mentioning for a little while that we've got a new thing that showed up accidentally on my recent visit to the chest doctor, who showed me my scans and my X-rays. He said I can't see anything wrong here. You're in very, very good shape. Very, very good shape for a 39-year-old, he says. Thanks very much, mate. So I was happy to hear that. And he showed me the pictures. And he mentioned this black stuff, which was constipation. So you know all about that. And so that was all well and good. But when I went to see the other special doctor that I go twice a year to about my blood thing, before he sent me to the chest doctor, I was saying, I got this sort of strange feeling around here, all around there. It's like, oh, have you got shooting pains down your arms? I said, no, none of that. Oh, okay. Have you had an ECG lately? I said, no, not for a few years. Do you get short of breath? I said, no, don't get short of breath. Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you what, go on the ECG machine up there. Let's see if that throws anything out. And so I went up there, and laid on there. And I got cold, but that was nerves cold on nothing. I did, because now do bear in mind, I do gym, I've been swimming for 30 odd years, cycling, I walk around, I'm not a couch potato. I don't take my car out every time unless I have to. I will walk and do stuff like that, right? So a heart problem is probably near the bottom of my list of things that I would ever have to worry about. Anyway, so this machine squiggled away, and then the nurse said, right, she went over. She thought, okay, wait there, I'll be back in a minute. And she took the bit of paper away. I thought, she don't usually do that. She did, take that into the doctor. No, she took the paper away. Okay, Mike, I see you now. Okay, I've been with Mike for 14 years. He's my special doctor, so to speak, okay? And she says, okay, right, let's have a look at this. Okay, so you've got an enlarged left atria and you've also got congestion. I've got what? You've got an enlarged atria and congestion. And I'm like, oh, God. And there's a moment of silence here. My mate's in there as well. Oh, my God. He said, now listen, you are not about to have a heart attack and you haven't got the C, at least not this time. He said, but you've got something there and we need to deal with it. Okay, fine. Now, if you know anything about this, can I ask that you don't send in messages and start telling me all about it? Because I don't Google this stuff. Sometimes I might Google around it, like, what should you do with a heart problem to eat? What should you exercise? That sort of thing, right? But apart from that, I don't directly look at it because you can worry yourself to death. And I get sick to death. That's why I don't tell people much stuff, right? Because they then start giving you little tidbits of information on what you should and shouldn't do. And I've researched this on the internet. It's all bollocks. I'd rather listen to the bloke being paid £150,000 a year at a hospital rather than sit there Googling what I've got wrong. You seriously can do yourself some serious mental damage by Googling stuff that you've got. Because there might be 100 things there, all fairly minor. Take these tablets or stop doing this or start eating this. And there will be the one at the halfway down, you will die in a day. And that is the only one you will focus on. That's why you shouldn't Google this stuff. It's all very well saying, research this, research that. No, I don't go along with it at all. I'll go and take notice of the bloke who gets 150 grand a year at the hospital. Thank you very much. And he'll tell me what to do. Anyway, so that's where we are with that. I've got an enlarged left atria and congestion. And the doctor says, well, don't worry about the congestion because I've got that as well. Apparently, that's also a bit of an age thing. So as I sit here in front of you today, not too much of a problem. There is a slight feeling here, which often goes completely. And then it comes back and it's fairly minor. Stress brings it on worse. And where does that happen? Usually at work. I'm afraid at work, when you've got people trying to want this, want that all the time and bothering you while you're trying to make everyone sound as good as they can or look as good as they can on our little YouTube show, which is doing amazingly well at the moment now. I noticed that there's a lot more people watching it and enjoying the show. And you may have noticed we now have 4 cameras working. I'm a little bit proud of me. I shouldn't be proud, really. I'm a bit proud of myself that I managed to get all these things working. There's one that side, which is a little bit too far away. Got to move that forward a bit. There's one in the middle at the top, and there's one right there, which can come in and out. And and it's looking really good on the Karaoke London YouTube channel. If you didn't know that, you can watch our karaoke streams. Just type into YouTube Karaoke London, look at the one like from yesterday or the day before, and you'll see all 4 cameras working together really well, and it's working really well. It took me a little while getting used to it, but it is working very well. The only thing is it has given me something else to do, and I'm already quite busy trying to deal with that. The worst thing is like when people come up and they're like that they won't text you the song. They want to talk to you, and I get that. I get that completely. But if I stop and start talking to someone, everything can suddenly come to an abrupt halt. We've seen it before when I go down to the bar to get myself some water or a cup of tea, and then someone wants to stop you and try and talk to you for like more than like 10 seconds. And then before you know, the singer is finished and I'm not there. So everything stops. It's really, and I do get a little bit stressed. And where I stand, people come down the front and they're trying to talk to you. I can't hear a bleeding word they're saying. A lot of people mumble, you know, you can't really hear. Can you talk up? And you ask them to talk up, they speak at the same level. It's just how it is. But, you know, you do your best in there, and that's how it is. But that's where I get the most stressed at work. And I'm imagining when I eventually see someone about this heart thing, the doctor's going to say you need to avoid stress, at which point I might think, should I still be doing this or not? You know what I mean? But there we are. I'm not stressed at all at the moment. I just take it easy. And, you know, I used to get very stressed doing this show, actually, when we concentrated in the chat box and you've got to try and find stuff moving up and down really quickly. Now that I ask people to text in, a lot of people text in now, which makes it so much easier. So much easier when you send a text, because you're looking up and down trying to pick bits out, and then when you pick bits out and then you miss someone's message, oh, he hasn't read my message. Well, have you tried to pick out, go back through the chat box now and try and pick out Shania's message. See how long it takes you to do that, you know, for example. So you have to avoid stress. But there we go, that's what we've got there. So I've got and then, like he says, oh, I'll have to get you you know, the thing where they do like pregnant lady, one of them things, one of them, and a CT scan. Well, the pregnant lady thing, is it an angiogram? Is that it? I know. The pregnant lady thing, that's on the 20th of August. And remember, so I saw this chest doctor. When did I see my big doctor? No, that's earlier than that. Hang on, I'll tell you. That was... Where was that then? California. There's a chest. I can't find it now. Hang on. Dr. Mike. Okay, so that was Tuesday the 24th of June. Okay, we had the heart issues thrown up by the machine. So the angiogram is the 20th of August. Well, that's like 8 weeks later. And then the CT scan is at the end of October, or is it beginning, kind of the first week in October? And these are like long ways away from that. And I said to my mate, that's a long time to have a problem. He said, he said, but my mate said, yeah, but if there was something seriously wrong, they would have had you in there and then. And a few other people have told me that. So that's fair enough. I'll go along with that. You know, see how that is there. Shania's there. All God's creatures, it happens. The farting at church. So embarrassing. Don't worry about it. At least it wasn't doing the mass. Yeah, I'm so glad it didn't happen then. She says, I personally haven't had that experience. Well, you wouldn't be heard underneath that cassock, my dear, would you? Paul has been waiting over a year, approaching cardiology. 2nd year. He's been. Which is it you've been waiting over a year for, Paul? Is it one of the scan things or something? What? Maybe you're not as bad as me then, love. Is it a competition? So that's the big thing going on, okay? The stomach thing continues to be a problem, but it doesn't appear to be getting any worse. It just happens, you know. I've told you about that. This week, we've had our eyes tested. Thank you very much. Little eyes test. And the good news there is that the puffer machine doesn't appear to be as bad as it used to be. You know, it used to hurt your bleeding eyes when this thing happened. Now, it's just wasn't too bad at all, actually, the little puff machine. But then we had the eyes tested, and an absolutely delightful man. I can't think where he was from there. A really nice man doing the eye test. And after it finished, he said, I can see just the beginning of cataracts there. I thought, oh, God, there's something else to add to the bloody list. Cataracts now. The beginning of cataracts. I said, well, I mean, Everything, I can see everything perfectly. He said, yeah, it's the very, very beginning. A completely normal thing at your age. He said, at your age, they say. Don't you love that one, everyone? Oh, you're all right. For your age. I hate hearing that. So that's a new thing. Anyway, slight deterioration in this eye. Some new glasses coming. We don't spend a lot of money on glasses. I think these were 30 quid, right? So I've got 4 pairs of glasses coming. 3 pairs at £15 a pair. They're very similar to these ones. Oh, what are these ones then? What are these like? Oh, there's a slight blur. I think... Oh, they're not prescription ones. They're those. You know, you get them off the shelf for like £10 or something. So I've got 3 sets of ones that look similar to this. £15 a pair, thank you very much. And 1 set that looked like this, which were £30. Total cost for 4 pairs of glasses, £80, plus I get a discount because I'm over 60. Happy days. Life gets cheaper and cheaper over 60. It does. So we've got cataracts now. And here's the last thing, which happened last night. So last night, I get back from work. Wasn't too bad a journey. The journey's a bit better at the moment. Because, of course, the kids are now off on holiday at school. The Westway, actually, it was closed last night, but the detour wasn't too bad at all. Managed to get back in time. Although, oh, no, I've got to tell you this. Roy, Junction, Sussex Gardens, Edgware Road. What council is that? Because I got stuck in a yellow box. If it's Hammersmith, I've got no bleeding chance. Because they're bastards, they are, Hammersmith. I haven't been stuck in a yellow box for ages. It's really difficult because it's 2 lanes go over and it quickly becomes 1 lane, you see. And I got stuck behind the car because this cow didn't move forward far enough. So I got stuck in there. Is it Westminster? Oh, we might be lucky. Depends on not if there's a camera on there. Junction, so coming from the Euston Road side, Roy, because I know you know about some of these things. Coming from the Euston Road side, crossing onto Sussex Gardens over Edgware Road. That's where I was. Anyway, so I came back there, got home, right, done my asthma thing, washed my mouth out, upstairs, brushed my teeth, and flossing, Now and again, the floss gets stuck, doesn't it? Does that happen to you? So, it's got stuck up, pulled it. Thank you very much. Filling out of mouth. Would you like to see it? I've got it. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I know you want to see it. I know you do. Hang on. Not only did it come out, it broke in 2. I must have pulled really hard on the floss. There you go. 2 bits of filling. There we are. Look, they look like nails, don't they? They look like nails. Well, I wonder how many different types of things that's chewed down on. Anyway, it's up there somewhere. I can feel it, but there is no pain. I was telling someone at the church earlier. I said, there's no pain at the moment. She said, well, yeah, not yet. Oh, does that come later then, the pain? So that's got to be done. And I'm not going to wait around for weeks. I'll ring up the my dentist tomorrow morning. I can't have it done tomorrow because I'm meeting Debs for afternoon tea. But I'll ring up my dentist, see what he says. They'll probably give me a day, and then I'll say, can I come in sooner? Oh, well, if you want to go private, yeah, it's something that I'd pay for straight away. Because it's just annoying in my mouth now. It's all the time. You can feel the damn thing. So I would just see if I can pay to have it done. And then if that's a long time, days, I might try and... Because you can go to any other dentist and do it, don't you? Hey? Something like that, really. Anyway, so that's all my little inconveniences going on at the moment. Mark Bowles is there. Evening, Mark. Where have you been? Have you been out with your boy? I see it. Mark's been out with his little boy this week at a wedding. A little boy all dressed in a little grey suit. Bless his little heart. Well, of course, when you eventually marry me, Mark, I will take him on as my son. I'm afraid he will have to be communionified at the Catholic Church. Yeah. So hang on to that little outfit, because he will need that for his first Holy Communion, my love. All right? Yeah, obviously we'll have to be in there quietly, do you know what I mean? But yeah, first Holy Communion for your boy, I think, really. And he's already got the outfit. Happy days. I think he can wear that outfit again. Maybe let it out a little bit more if it takes a couple of years to get him first Holy Communion. Thank you very much. Yes, there we are. Thank you, Mark. Stu and Sarah. Oh, why can't I get that up? All I can see is we both. Hang on. There we go. Is that it? No. Why can't I get that? Hang on, let me try sending something and then maybe that'll bring it in. That's really strange. I can see a message from you, Stu and Sarah, there. And all I can see... oh, no, that's gone now. How strange. We, Stu and Sarah, it said. And then I couldn't see anything else of that. Perhaps I'll clear down the messages and... Let me clear all those. And oh, hang on. Jason. Hello, Jason. Jason's son, my friend. Evening, Jason, who says, love your show tonight. I meant, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jason, for saying that, my love. Very kind. There we go. Let's try again. We both, Stu and Sarah, love watching the karaoke, and the new cameras are great. And that's from Sarah. Yeah, yeah. People tend to appreciate it. It's funny actually when I don't. If there's been like a problem or something, which happens occasionally sometimes, people are very quick. People who have been there singing come to you the next week and say, oh, what happened to the video stream last week? We can't watch it back. So they enjoy having it done as well as you watching at home. So it kind of works all the way around, doesn't it there? All right. Let's see, did Paul text back there? No, he hasn't texted back there. Okay. Paul not texting back there. Alrighty. Now let me see. So that's all my bits and pieces going on there. What else are we going to talk about there? Annoying people with their own music in pubs. Now, you may have seen this, especially going somewhere like Weatherspoons or somewhere like that, because they don't have any entertainment, do they? Or at least that's what I remember reading some years ago. Maybe they do it now. I was in a Weatherspoons once, and I think it was an old cinema or theatre. Somewhere in South London, like Catford Way. Hang on a minute. Weatherspoons, Catford. Is it Catford? Let me have a look. Oh. All the lads call it spoons, don't they? They call it spoons. Is it this one? No, that don't look like it. Weatherspoons. Oh, they're selling some of the places. Look. Lewisham Tavern. No. Weatherspoons Old Cinema, maybe. I'm sure it was South London. South London. Oh, it's closed. Forest Hill. That was it. Forest Hill. Hang on a minute. Let me see. Southwark News. Yeah, that was it. The capital. I've been there. Oh, it closed. When did that close? What's the date on that? Oh, 2023. Big place. Right in the corner it was. Massive. London's grandest Weatherspoons. Based inside a converted 1920s Forest Hill cinema, permanently closed its doors in 2023. There we are. What a shame. Yeah, it went up for sale in 2022. Oh, what a shame. I mean, this place was massive. I remember being in there with, I think I was on a date, with some bloke. We went in there for something to eat. You know. And after having a conversation, I thought, no, I don't think so. Beggars can't be choosers, lovey. And while we were there, I remember I was watching a bloke set up for a quiz night. And he had a little speaker, and I thought, well, that ain't going to carry very far. Little speaker, and he had his phone. I watched him set up, We were in there a couple of hours, and he set up, and then eventually started putting it all away again. So I guess he didn't have anyone want to play in there, you know. But it's a shame, really. Well, that one's a shame. It was a lovely building. I've lost it again. Where's that gone? Oh, where's that story gone now? You notice how I keep losing stories on here that I have all already arranged and all that. It's here somewhere. There it goes. In the Daily Star this week, Weatherspoon pubs go to war with customers who listen to music without headphones. Now, you see people walking along with it. They walk along with those ghetto blasters, don't they? There's some bloke around a bike. And he's not young. Some bloke with a bike round here. He's got a fully blown radio in his little basket on his front. Why? The pub chain, well known for not having music or TV screens in its pubs, in a bid to help spark conversation between customers in its 800 or so pubs across the UK. Now, I remember working, I think it was Clapham actually, the first place to have TV screens come up. And as a DJ, you could generally get people going, playing music and chatting a bit on the microphone. And you'd watch people chatting to each other and whatever. And then these TV screens came in. And within an hour of me starting my DJing, I realised there was no one talking. It was a job getting anyone dancing because they are simply sitting there and looking at the TV screens. This was before mobile phones. Right? People were just blindly looking at these screens. And then I would talk. No response, really, because they're just watching the telly. Of course, later after that, we had small screens come along in the form of mobile phones. And again, no one's talking to anyone on the train or on the platforms. Next time you're on a train and it pulls into a platform, forget the people on the train. Just have a look out onto the platform and see how many people are just staring into their screens. No one's talking to each other. There's a couple of things in this world that I think have damaged social interaction. Social media is one of them. Mobile phones are the other. And it's just horrible, really. No one talking to each other. I like to look out the window and look at the countryside. Once you get sort of past Staines, it starts in Staines, and you see more and more buildings. Then I might look at my phone because I don't want to really just see grey buildings going past on the bleeding thing all the time, you know. But anyway, it says the Weatherspoons chain famously doesn't have music or TV screens to keep down costs, really, and to foster conversation, because it is quite expensive for pubs to have sport on, for example. I seem to remember a pub I worked at, Belushi's in Hammersmith, I think it was, and they were showing a boxing match. This is about 10 years ago on a Saturday night. So I was the DJ on this night, and we had to wait for the boxing to finish. What time does it finish? Oh, it could be any time after da-da-da. It might happen quickly, or it might go on for an hour, whatever it was, I can't remember. Okay, that's all right. I still get the same money, mate. Yeah, that's fine, okay. No problem at all. So this boxing match came on, and I think it lasted one round, 3 minutes, and it was over. And for that, the pub had to pay Sky £300. You know, and then there's licenses, or music licenses and things like that. They have to have all these things. If you want a dance license, that's a separate thing. I worked in a place in Earls Court about 25 years ago, Harpo's it was called. And in there, we had a music license, but we were still waiting for the dance license. And like, I'd play music, and I would have to tell people on the microphone that we couldn't ask them to dance. Now, if people stood up and jigged around a little bit, that was okay. But I wasn't allowed to invite them to dance. Isn't it crazy? I mean, things are just so crazy. But that's how it was. That's how it was in those days. Different licenses. There was a music license and a dance license, and the two were separate. Mark Bowles says, anything dear goes, anything goes. I hope so, love. Thank you, John. People watching in Weatherspoons is entertaining enough. Yeah. Just going back to LBC there. I don't know why some of the messages are coming a bit late. He says, John says, the other LB presenter I hate is Nick Abbott. Switch off when I was on. I used to listen to him all the time, and he was all right until Trump got elected the first time round and Brexit. And then he just completely lost the plot. He became lefty, just like bleeding James O'Brien. The pair of them, I don't listen to either of them now. Not even for a little bit. No, actually, I'll tell you what I listen to on the way home now on a Friday night before our friend Alan Ross comes on Reach on Air. I have Greatest Hits Radio on. There's a bloke, someone, who does a soul show and all old stuff that we used to go out to and dance at the nightclubs, Cat's Whiskers in Streatham, Hammersmith Palais, the Lyceum in the Strand, all those places. Right, he plays all that sort of music on Greatest Hits Radio. Saturday night at about 11 o'clock. It's great. I listen to that now. I never used to have music on in the car, but the last couple of weeks I've had him on, and I thought, yeah, I'll have some of that. Jason, public move away from TV channels. Oh yes, well, it's all rubbish, isn't it? It's all rubbish. Jason says, I think media is lack of attention to the public rather than they think public. This is why so much anger around the world, the stuff that they keep sending out to us. Yeah, well, I think so, Jason. I think so. Maureen wants to wish a belated birthday to Gary. So thank you, Maureen. Anyway, back to the... who's this here? Let's have a look there. Chris in Farnborough there. Evening, Chris. Who says, before your fart causes an explosive incident at St. Joseph's during a heated rendition of We Plough the Fields and Scatter, can I have the glitter ball? Never dull. Chris in Farnborough, which is turning around for you tonight, as always. All right. Anyway, you do hear people playing their phones on the train. No headphones. What's all that about, eh? Anyway, the Weatherspoons chain is now warning drinkers in a poster campaign. Please respect others. When using phones or other personal devices, kindly turn the sound off or use headphones. One person said on a social media dedicated to the chain, that's a good move. And I think it is. You know, come on, I expect there's some of you who don't like my music. You know, wouldn't want to be listening to my music. Sure you wouldn't, and I wouldn't like to listen to yours. You know, that doesn't mean to say that the music you listen to isn't good. I'm just not really into drum and bass, or certainly not. What's that, drill music? Have you ever heard any of that? Oh, it's horrendous. But people like it. Doesn't mean it's bad. I just don't like it. It says here, I had a nasty encounter with someone the other week when I tried to politely ask someone to turn their phone down. Another said, all pubs should do this. I agree. The move... we had some bloke... was it a bloke or a woman? Came in the pub on Friday night. The karaoke's in full swim. He came in, stood at the entrance door with the door open, put his hands over his ears and said, can you turn it down? No, I bloody well can't turn it down. Everyone's in there singing, having a good time. You've come... No, go and stand down the back where there's no speakers. And it is actually much quieter right down the back where the pool table is. The only problem there is this is the pub where I do the karaoke, gang. If you ever want to come there, it's Friday and Saturday night, although not this Friday. There's no karaoke this Friday, which also means there will be no karaoke stream this Friday. It's closed for a charity event, which happens about 3 times a year, okay? But there we are. That's where the karaoke is every Friday and Saturday, 7:30 to 11. Not this Friday. Central Station, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, London. And if you sit at the front where the stage is, it is loud there. Of course it is. If you go down the back, I would say once you've gone round the corner, the sound level is about 5% of what it is down the front. Okay, so to warn you there. And as you go further back, loudest at the front, you go a bit further back, bit quieter, and quiet. And if you don't want any sound at all, go upstairs. And upstairs, I mean, you will hear the bass banging, but you can't really hear it up there. You can have a conversation up there without turning your voice up too much. The Weatherspoon story says the move stopped short of the total ban on phones, laptops and tablets set in place by brewer Samuel Smith in all of its pubs. So they won't have anything at all in there. I don't know where those pubs are. Customers who need to use their phones in the Samuel Smith, it says they must step outside, similar to smoking regulations. Fair enough. The policy implemented by brewer owner Humphrey Smith also includes a no swearing rule. Well, I don't know how that works in there, but there we go. But I think Weatherspoons have done the right thing there, to be honest, Big G, here we are. Look, the art of conversation seems to be dying. I'm a bit shy. You? I'm a bit shy, but enjoy talking to new people. In Central Station, 2 guys on a date. We know one of them, so won't say his name. Both played on their phone all night, and the guy said it was a good date. If you can't chat with someone, what's the point in dating? Oh, you're so right. I remember one person who will remain nameless. And I, while I'm doing the karaoke, I've got all sorts of things going on my computer in front of me, which you can't see, including Facebook. And there was one bloke sitting at a table full of people. And he was sitting on a table of 8. And he was saying, I'm in the pub at the karaoke, sitting here on a table of 8 people, and no one's talking to me. I wonder if it had occurred to him to talk to them. Idiot. You have to make the effort. That being said, I get fed up running around for people on the phone, ringing them all the time and never getting phone calls back. Eventually, I just stop ringing. There's plenty of people like that. They never, ever ring you. Never. You're doing all the chasing all the time, and eventually I just strike them off, off my list. Maureen, darling, she says, I've not been able to go out this weekend. Oh, she's got a leg problem. You take it easy, Maureen, my love. Yeah, hope you feel better very soon, darling. Okay, my love. We've all got little bits and pieces going on as you get old, haven't we, eh? I don't know. John was looking online the last time I was at karaoke. It was 2019. No. Really? Where does that time go? It's like just the other day I see you coming in. I always try and make people, give them a name mention as they come in, make them feel a bit welcome if I can, Sometimes it's too busy to do, but most people understand. It's only the arseholes that don't understand, I'm trying to do a bleating job here. Stop pestering me. Mark Bowles, what have I missed? Fill me in. You fill me in and I'll fill you in. Is that a deal, love? Rachel, no meatloaf. The song lasts for 15 minutes. Oh, we had that on Friday, actually. Who was it? Someone putting us... And it was really close to the end. And I hadn't realised it was a long song. And I started singing. And then someone said to me, 7 minutes. I said, what is this song? I said, it's not, is it? And I looked and it was. But he'd started, so there's nothing I could do about it. Rachel's been on a seafood diet. I like food. I see food and I eat it. Nothing wrong with that, love. I've managed to lose about £5 so far since the doctor said you need to lose weight now. Okay, fair enough. And I've done it. It's no bread, crisps, sweets. I think in when did he tell me to lose that weight? Oh, it was a few weeks ago, wasn't it? I didn't think it was as long as that. But I've done. Is it 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3? No, £8. £8, and I've lost £8 since June the 24th. So that's all right, isn't it? Hardly. I won't say no bread. I might have a sandwich or two each week, right? But I won't have a piece of bread with butter. You know, I won't have that after every meal now. You know, like tomorrow, going for afternoon tea with my friend Debs. That will include sandwiches. Probably how big a sandwich? Probably 2 sandwiches. If you say what, you know, when you buy the sandwiches from the petrol garage, like you get 2 bits in there. So probably 4 of those tomorrow I'll have. Yeah, but I've had none all week. In fact, the last sandwich I had was not Saturday, the one before. That was the last one I had. Crisps, I would have 2 or 3 bags of those a day. I think I've had 1 bag since that date. There's no butter now. I use quark, which is a fat-free thing. There's fat-free yogurt going on for breakfast. No, I don't think I've had any sweets at all. I think I've had 2 ice creams when I was with the children up north. So I've done quite well, and that's how I've done it. I've watched what I've eaten, so there we are. Pasta I like very much, Rachel. I love pasta. Anyway, John says, yeah, I can't believe that, 2009. Shania is a golden oldie, according to someone at church. Really? Oh, is it some kid, is it, Shania? Yeah, trip them up, love. Trip them up when they're going back to their chairs. I'm sure you can find a way to do that, my love. Right. I mentioned to you before, I don't swim in open water. It's one thing I don't do. When I'm up at the the Luxury Waterside Media Centre, next time I'm up there, we'll be doing the chat show from there because I've got a good internet now. I told you last week I've got a new router up there which has increased the speed of the 4G internet considerably, all right? So we'll do the show up there on the Sunday night, 6 till 8 o'clock. When am I up there again? It was going to be It was going to be next week, but my nephew's not up there. He's off to Scotland, so I'm up there again. 24th of August, I'm up there again. So Sunday the 24th, we'll do it up there. I can't see any things happening over the next because I've had some busy Sundays. That's why you haven't been getting shows. You know, I've been quite busy. I haven't got anything at all now for Sundays until I'm up in Scotland at the end, halfway through September. But I'm near a river, the River Witham, and often it's a beautiful river, actually. So many swans and ducks. It's beautiful, this river. And now and again, by the bridge, Tattershall Bridge it's called, I see people swimming in there. And I think, oh, you know, and you can see all this green stuff in the river. Plant life isn't too bad, I suppose. But what creatures are in there? Not so much fish, little creatures that can swim into your holes if you're unlucky. That bothers me. You know, is there any chemicals going in that somewhere along the line? Any sewage overflowing there? You don't want a mouthful of poo, do you? And here's an example, and it's a sad story. This little boy, 12, it's in another country, but water is water, wherever you are. You know, is it any better here swimming in an open river than it is in, I don't know, Africa somewhere, or where else? Maybe the sanitation, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the water in Africa might be perfectly clear. I don't know. It's just a random country. Russia, then. Okay, Russia. Take Russia. Or Antarctic. That's supposed to be. They drink the water out of there. How do you know there ain't no little creatures in there? Anyway, this little boy died. 12 years old. A young boy died in the United States after he was infected by a brain-eating parasite while swimming in a lake. Jason Carr, 12, just 12. It was Lake Murray, a large reservoir. He contracted an amoeba called Naegleria fowleri while swimming in the fresh water. His untimely death was announced on Facebook. And apparently this particular organism is brain-eating. It enters the boy through the nose and gets up into the brain. Causes an infection called primary ambibic meningoencephalitis, the Sun reported. Gosh. Previously, a 30-year-old woman shocked to find out she had a rare parasite worms in her brain after she ate thought to be infected on a food trip in Hawaii, Japan and Thailand. Reports claim the woman was hospitalised due to headaches and a burning feeling in her feet that had spread up her body and into her arms. Wow. And we do hear these. There was a film I watched. Was it a film or a documentary? No, it was a film. It was a film. And it was this boy who jumped, off a cliff. You know what some of the lads are like? I'm going to jump off this cliff into the water. And it's like miles and miles up in the air, this cliff, and they jump off this thing. And he died. What did he die of? Did he hit his head on a rock? Nope. Did he land in the water incorrectly and, winded himself and maybe drowned? Nope. He died some time later. The fact that he jumped into the water and all this seawater was forced up into his nose and some sort of infection got into his brain because of that, and he ended up in a coma and eventually died. And people go and swim in these waters. I don't go and swim. I'll only swim in a swimming pool now, thank you very much. Worries me a little bit, all that. Oh dear. Any more text coming in? Don't forget, do use the text scan, it's a lot easier. 07451 287 337 is the text. Mark says, I hope this show goes into the night. Late night show, please, Chris. I've been here since 6, Mark. It's not my fault you weren't here. Shania. It was someone at church called her a golden oldie, and apparently it was someone that was about 75 or 80 because I take tablets each day. Oh, so do I. What are we on? We got an antivirus tablet I have every day, which I've had for 15 years. I've got a statin that I've been on about a year now, and another antivirus one. I think that's it at the moment. I can see another couple joining the queue as well, actually. Heart tablets, probably, I would imagine. I don't know. They haven't told me yet what they're going to do with that. Well, I haven't been looked at properly yet, so there we are. One of those things. Mark, you see now it's happening now that Mark Bowles is here. My heart is starting to pump fast, so I can feel it. Oh dear. Is that Gary there? Hello, Gary. Welcome to the show. Oh, there's my nephew Gary. Oh, what a lovely surprise last night, boys and girls. There I was doing the karaoke. And I looked across at the bar, and there's my nephew and his wife turned up at the pub. I'm so disappointed that some of you weren't there, actually. The regular karaoke people weren't there to meet my nephew and his wife. And his wife can sing, actually, Stacey. She can actually sing. And she come and did a couple of songs. Crazy Patsy Cline and another one. I can't remember the other. She wanted to do a third one, but it got a bit late, so they had to go back to the hotel. They were staying in Stratford because they've been today to see the ABBA show. I hope it was good. Hope it was good last night, Gary. Oh, this afternoon, wasn't it? Was it 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock? I think you went to see the show. We're going to the afternoon one in October. 1:30, isn't it? 1:30 show. 1:30 they went to see it. I got your text from the picture. They chose a sitting down chair. Actually, I can show you the picture. They chose a sitting down seat because the pair of them, I don't think they dance. I think probably Stacey would dance, but Gary don't dance. Let me see if I can find a picture here. There's a picture of Charlie running like a lunatic. Where's Gary's picture? Here we are. Oh no, it's not there. Where is it, Gary? I thought you sent me a picture. You gonna send me a picture? Or did you send it on the text? Hang on, maybe you did a text. No, I can't find it now. I think they got there quite early. Hang on, let me have another look. I thought you sent me a picture, Gary. No, can't find it now. I'm sure you sent me a picture. I don't know where that is. Never mind. Oh, Facebook message, was it? Okay. Oh, there we are. Got it. See, they're sitting down. That looks like really early. There's not many people there at all. You must have got there really early, Gary. There is the dance floor, and they're clearly sitting up here. It looks like a good view, actually. But they had a good time. I'm sure they had a good time there. Well done. Rachel's on warfarin for thinning blood made by rat's blood. Is it really? And rapirapil for blood pressure. Okay. Paul Adamson's on 14 pills a day. That's it. Atravastatin. Yeah, that's the one I'm on there. Apparently, most of the world's on that now. God, that company must be making a bleeding fortune, the statin thing. Mark says, do as you're told, bitch. When you're round here, when you come round and start telling me what to do, I'll do what I'm told to do, Mark. Where's my breakfast? You know, it'll be there, waiting for you when you get up and go to work, lovey. John, prescription cards are terrible. Not for me anymore. Over 60, thank you very much. All free. Prescription charges are terrible. I've just been prescribed statins and heart tablets, £9.50 every month. Cheaper if you get yearly. Prepay £11 a month. Yeah, you can get a yearly certificate. Actually, I had a yearly certificate before I started getting them free. Oh, that's really annoying me, that tooth. Because you see it's sticking out a bit. It's not like smoothed over. I need to get this done soon. I won't be able to get it done tomorrow, though, because I'm meeting up with Debs. Yeah, well, wait till you're a little bit older. You'll be able to get them for free. All right, my darling? Anyway, I did say to Gary, actually. I did say to Gary and Stacey, it might be quite nice, you know, up at the... do you know that lovely cafe that Martin and Sharon go to? They're always talking about I've forgotten the name of it now. The Ragged Apron, that's it. They're always in this Ragged Apron. It might be quite nice. Perhaps next time, because they used to invite me up there. I've been there about there 2 or 3 times. It's all right. It's all right. It's nothing special, but it's all right, I think, in there, you know. And I said, maybe next time they invite me up there, which I haven't invited me up there for a while, actually. But when they invite me up there next time, perhaps I could offer to do a karaoke night. How's that sound? Karaoke at the Ragged Apron. I think that'd go down very well. What do you reckon, Gary? Karaoke night at the Ragged Apron? Shall we do that? Mark says, I'll pay you to stay until 8:30. I don't want your money, Mark. That's not what I want, love. I want marriage. We're not just talking a quickie, love. We need to move in. Spare room? I mean, I'll have to have it decorated again because there's 2 holes in the wall. Don't, Mark. Well, I was doing DIY in this room and I went right through. So I'll have to have that redecorated for your little boy, but it'll be all blue. I can go on Amazon as soon as the show's finished and order PlayStations and things to keep him entertained while we're sitting downstairs watching the telly. I mean, he's welcome to come down and sit down and watch the telly for us as well, you know. But for films that are not meant for children, you know, horror films, I quite like horror films. The Hostel, that's a good one. Wouldn't want him to see that, would you? Be honest. As his caring parent and me as his caring mother. You know, wouldn't want him to see The Hostel, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Not really for a child to watch. But he can come down and watch something. Please don't put those woke children's programmes on for him, though. Oh, my God. My other nephew, Jimmy. Hello, Matthew. Are you coming to karaoke soon, Matthew? It's been a while, love. My younger nephew Jimmy, there's this woke, really badly woke TV program that his little boy likes to watch. Happy Frank watches. Oh God, it's just so boring, so woke. I can't tell you. It really isn't. Anyway, stop that, Mark. You're being very rude now, love. Oh dear. How are we doing? I mentioned to you about the flossing. I'll do one more little story there. I want to have something to eat before I go up to the gym tonight. Yeah, and we were talking right at the beginning of the show about rubbish TV programmes on the telly all the time. It's just awful, really. And I mentioned the David Tennant one, some sort of fake quiz thing, just dreadful. Well, there's another one me and my mate accidentally bumped into the other night when I was round his house. Destination X. Anyone seen that one? Oh, it's pitiful. And again, comes across as really fake. Now, it's hosted by Rob Brydon, who I recognise a picture of his face. I don't really recognise his name. I don't think it's much of a... he's not much of a name, if you see what I mean there. And it says, BBC fans have been left raging about its latest prime-time show, Destination X. Gavin and Stacey star... that's where I know him from. Rob Brydon leads a series of contestants around the world in blacked-out coaches and helicopters before they compete in a series of challenges to help them work out where they're ending up. Each week, contestants are led to a map room where they have to make their guesses with the furthest away eliminated. And it's just boring. It's just boring. But viewers who watched the first episode last night, July the 30th, weren't impressed. We must have seen the first one then. Well, we saw a bit of it. Because we just didn't bother. We just found it boring. They weren't impressed despite the success of the US version of the programme. Presented by the Walking Dead actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan, BBC fans turned out in force on social media to make the same complaint that they found the show. That's right, gang. The word I've already used, boring. One ex-user tweeted, "This is really effing boring," while another agreed. Anyone else feeling a bit bored? Another grumbled they were switching off after giving it 20 minutes. Well, they were generous. I think we gave it 10. Rachel, Uncle Bryn and Gavin and Stacey, thank you, Stu. This week they're in Birmingham, next week Bradford. What? Is this where the show is recorded in different places? Oh, I wouldn't know. But it is boring. Pitched as the Traitors reach Race Across the World. I haven't seen Race Across the World at all. The Traitors I watched, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it just seems to involve you being horrible to someone else on the telly. And this is the problem with it. This is the main problem I have with the telly now. A lot of these game shows seem to involve you being horrible to one of the other contestants. What's the other? There was another programme on some years ago now, and I keep seeing little clips of it come up off TikTok, where you are sitting one side of a table and someone's sitting the other side of the table, and I think they've got like a piece of card or a ball or something like that, and it says steal or share on it. What is that called? And you've got to talk to the other person, and hopefully you will share the money with them. But also on the ball it says steal. So if you convince the other person that you're going to share it, and then they pick up their ball, you pick up. I don't know if I didn't watch a whole episode, to be honest. You both pick up this thing at the same time, I think. But if one says share and the other says steal, that person then steals all the money and the shared person doesn't get any. I don't know what it was called now. And it was horrible. And this bloke was in pieces because the woman's coming across as a really nice lady. It's like, look, I'm happy to share this with you if you're happy. Oh, yeah, absolutely, I'll share. I promise you I'm going to share this. So this is this bloke. She's like, yep. She said, me too. She's like, I really want to share this. And then when it came to it, she stole all the money. And this bloke was devastated. What does that do to someone? Because I don't think it's just disappointment at losing. I think that must really hurt someone doing something like that. And that's why I don't like those programs. I don't like the X Factor. People who clearly can't sing, they've clearly got a screw loose in their head, are pulled onto X Factor by scouts. They go around to karaoke nights. These scouts tell them, oh, you're really good. Would you like to come on X Factor? And then they come up and tell me, oh, I've just been told I've got a chance of winning the X Factor. They're lying, darling. I'm really sorry to tell you, they're lying. But there are karaoke singers and there are karaoke singers. There are some karaoke singers who are very good. There are some karaoke singers who are hideously bad and everything in between. But you don't tell them that because it's karaoke. Everyone is welcome. If you sing badly, that's fine. I don't care. Don't care. It's karaoke. I'm not going to tell them they sing badly. Simon Cowell is. He can't wait for one of the bad karaoke singers to be pulled into karaoke after being told they've got a chance of winning the X Factor. They come on, sing badly, and then are berated by some. What do you think that does to their mind? I think it's terrible. When we had things like opportunity knocks, there was none of that. You know, you just done your piece and everyone voted. Didn't know some self-proclaimed arsehole judge to tell you that actually you're rubbish, why are you on here? Because one of your scouts told them that they had a chance of winning. I think it's awful. And the Traitors is a similar thing. Thank you. Was it golden balls filled with cash? With Jasper Carrot. That was the man. Jasper Carrot. Yeah, thank you very much. Evening, Tommy. Evening, Tommy. Split or steal. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, that was on there, wasn't it? Stu's having his first Crown prep appointment on Tuesday. Good luck with that. Yeah, it's annoying the side of my mouth. Fortunately, it's not sharp. But it is annoying me, this tooth, this filling that's come out there, unfortunately. Right, any more text? Nice and quick. Thank you, Shania. It was Golden Balls, that programme. Big G says, thanks for tonight. Made making a wardrobe bearable. Well, I hope Are you telling me, Big G, I was on in the background while you're doing your bloody wardrobe? How rude. John Dixon's there. Hello, John. Simon Cowell can't sing himself. I've never heard him try. And Dean says, oh, thank you, Dean. You were a great DJ in a black cap. You're very kind to say. And golden balls was the thing we were thinking about there. Oh, it's my God, it's 8:10, dear. I'm late tonight. Oh, I'll get a phone call from my sister now. Why have you carried on after all? Oh, she won't be watching this now because she's busy doing her chat back thing on there. All right, gang. On at this very moment, I try and finish by 8. Well, I always finish at 8 o'clock. I've gone over a bit tonight. But you can now switch across on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in the search bar Butler's Empire. It'll come up at the top there, and you'll find a live show going on with my sister and brother-in-law. Okay, they are on right now on the Butler's Empire channel, and I'll see you for another one of these shows next Sunday at 6 o'clock. Now, if you're there in the weekday, there you go. Join us there. It's great fun doing that show in the morning. Every morning I get up to do that show and I love it. Go to reachonair.com. Just type in reachonair.com on your computer. Click the listen button and you can listen to the show tomorrow between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. You can also do that on a mobile phone. Just do the same. Bring up your web browser on there. reachonair.com. Click listen. You can listen on there. Also available on a smart speaker. Okay, on a smart speaker, go into your Amazon settings for Alexa. Okay, go into the skills, enable the skill reach on air with the word on air as one word. So reach on air. On air is all one word. You should see the app there, enable it, close it, and then you just say Alexa, play reach on air, and she'll play it for you. Okay.
Liam Payne.
Hang on a minute. Managed to set her off then. And it's as easy as that. You can also watch the show on Twitch. Download Twitch completely free of charge. Okay? Set up your free account. And look for me, username Chris Reardon UK. And then when we're on at 9 o'clock, we actually start the stream around about 8:45, and I play Disney music until the show starts at 9 o'clock. And you can join us on there. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. I shall go and have something to eat now. I think it's going to be, I think I've got a vegetarian curry for one from Marks and Spencer's earlier. Thanks for watching and listening, and thanks for all your messages and texting in there, okay? See you tomorrow morning just after 9. Cheerio.